Hello, everybody. We are back. 51-15. Guess who's 51 and guess who's 15? Look at your screen, baby. I am beautiful in every single way, and words can't keep me down. How are you, Bella?
I'm, I'm doing good, doing good. I'm excited. Episode 3.
Yeah.
Some podcasts don't make it, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep.
It's amazing how many people are in the chat and super excited.
I know.
A lot of
We grew
people. I'll
fast.
tell you something that shocked me is the buckle your belts section is one of the highest rated sections of our program. Good news, bad
We
news
were getting
is all right, but
right, but no. To be honest, we were getting some threats there. Some mail to our houses. Some Urban Meyer fans. Some guys that like Tim Tebow.
right.
Um,
Well,
we
we're gonna
were
have more
we were in hot water.
once the NFL kicks into full gear. We'll have another section called "Saved by the Bella." We won't give it away right now what it's about, but that's going to be coming up. But let's do the good news, bad news. My good news, bad news is this: there are Vegas odds, and the good news that the Baltimore Ravens look like a team that is poised to make a Super Bowl run. The bad news is the Baltimore Ravens are poised to make a Super Bowl run. So, my question to you, Bella, in the bad news, if let's say they make the playoffs, but they don't go all the way to the Super Bowl, do you think it's Jim Harbaugh's or John Harbaugh's fault or Lamar Jackson's fault? Because something is going to hit the fan. Do you know what I mean? Some change is going to be made this year with the Ravens if they don't go all the way. That's what I
think. Honestly, I think it's Lamar Jackson's fault. I think they have a really good defense over there. I think receiving wise,
but they're not gonna. They're not gonna. They're not gonna fire him, right? Don't you think?
That's true, but I still think it's his fault. I still think it's his fault because he's put into a position to win.
Right.
He's got. I like J.K. Dobbins over there. I think that they added Sammy Watkins, who on the Chiefs he didn't have crazy stats, but that's only because they had other guys like Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, so he wasn't as predominant of a receiver. But I think he's going to be a good addition. Marquise Brown didn't have the greatest season, but still good enough to make a run. And if he can't get the job done, Lamar has really good regular season stats, but postseason he hasn't been able to get it done. And that's just been the story. He's not good in the postseason. So I think this year it's going to be next. It's been
the reason I bring it up is because he's going to want to get paid. Everybody, their contract, their rookie contract. If they don't go as far as that they want to, I kind of think Harbaugh's job is on the line. I kind of think because they're going to pay Lamar regardless of if he's good or bad.
Right.
Now, let's talk about change, literally, in going. I went once in my life to the U.S. Open, the tennis Open.
Yeah, I wanted to go. It's where's the exact location up there? New York, where?
It's in Queens, and it's very cool, but it's a very the one thing that blew my mind was, there's food stands and the food is very foo-foo, and then there's actually stands where you could buy a Tiffany bracelet. So it's like a super upscale.
Yeah, not many hot dogs. I can imagine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was fun. The only problem is that you're like, if you're sitting in the main one, there's no cover.
Shade.
Nothing.
Yeah, so it's hot. It's gotta be hot. It's gotta be hot.
And and everything is super expensive. But that's anywhere you go to a game or anything. So
this year we're gonna be.
Should the U.S. Open this year just have every ticket 50% off because no tennis players are going?
Honestly, I obviously it's not going to happen, but at this point, you're going to be missing a lot of familiar faces, and honestly, a favorite, Serena Williams and Venus, even. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think is Osaka still scheduled to go? Is she,
I
or
think
is
so, yeah.
she backed out?
Not
Because I
sure.
think that's probably your favorite,
Right. But
right?
you're saying the chase
Uh,
for Serena. You don't know if she can get that one more win to beat Margaret Court.
you know, I hate to say it, but down the stretch, she'll in each major tournament she'll get to about the semifinal, and she'll face Osaka. She'll face who's up there. She's lost like Angelique Kerber, um, and sometimes she'll get stunned by a girl who comes out of nowhere. I think the run might be over for her.
You
I'm
know what?
happy for
You
her.
know why?
I'm
And I
happy
know
for
why.
her.
I know why you're bringing this up, because you're thinking the run is over for me because I'm 51 and you're 15, and maybe Father Time has passed me by in fantasy football. That ain't happening. You
I'm
tried to
not
get me into the
saying
league, then you told me I can't get in the league because you're afraid of what I can do.
no, no, no,
I
no,
think
no.
Serena's got one more. I think she's got a little gas in the tank. Uh, it's the problem is that she's playing all these girls that are 15 years old.
That's true. That's true. There's girls like Coco Gauff and stuff like that that are just athletically more in shape at the time. The only problem is I'm not saying age wise. I don't think it's age wise. I think the last time she won a major tournament like that was when she, had her baby and everything like that. And I'm happy for her. I'm glad that she was able to experience stuff like that. The only problem is it does a lot to your body, and it mindset wise, she's not as focused anymore. And that's just how it's gonna be. As a mom, you're gonna put your kid first, and that's just the story. But the tennis game has taken the back seat a little bit, and it's obviously shown. And it's not because I don't think it's because she's older. I just think because of having the baby, it affected her game a little bit, and I'm happy for her though either way. But I don't know if she's gonna get to that number yet.
Did you have some fantasy sleepers or stuff you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So I have three guys this year that I think my top three sleepers could real. I think I have a lot of hope for these guys. A lot of hope for these guys. To start it off, I'm going to start with Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
Okay, I like him.
LSU running back. Last year battled a lot of injuries, but before that, he was consistently getting 90 to 100 yards per game, getting a lot of carries. They have a very pass heavy, obviously, with Patrick Mahomes offense there. But trust me, he's going to get a lot of opportunities this year. And if he can stay healthy, he's going to be really, really good. He's
Okay,
going to be a pick that I think he could fall. But if you get your hands on him and get the opportunity to take him, I think he's going to be a guy that you want.
I have to interrupt because I forgot to mention our sponsor of this section. I forgot to tell you we got a new sponsor. So when you
Okay.
talk about sleepers, we're talking about sleeping blankets. We're talking about camping, and this is Campers World Sleeper Sleeping Blankets presented by Bella. And we already
Okay.
talked about Clyde Edwards Hilaire. Now, who are your
I'm not
other
sure.
two?
Honestly, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. If it's Hilaire or Hilaire, I have no
I
clue.
call him.
Either way,
This is how I would call him: Clyde Edwards Chocolate Eclair.
okay. All right. I like that wordplay there. That's good. So,
Who are your other
as
two
for my
sleepers
next
for
guy,
Campers World?
my other guy is Jonathan Taylor, Indianapolis Colts. He was a rookie last year, I believe.
Yep.
He's just one of those guys that super shifty, has so many moves under his belt. And I think with Carson Wentz, they're gonna have to. Well, if he plays, especially in the first couple weeks, battling he's got an injury going on there, doesn't he? With I'm not exactly sure what, but he's gonna get a lot of carries. He's gonna get a lot of carries. So I think he's my second sleeper, and my third sleeper. A little biased here. As of 2 days ago, I would have said no. Like I probably wouldn't take this guy till fifth round plus, but Sony Michel. He's going into a really good situation with the Rams. I'm telling you, Cam Akers is going to be out this year, which was a majority of their carries last year.
Homer, you are such
and their second running back, I believe it's Henderson. He's a really good like red zone guy and like a fourth and inches guy that's gonna pound the ball, but he's not gonna get a consistent 20 carries. I think Sony Michel's gonna get 20, 25 carries easily. And I'll tell you what.
Then why didn't the Patriots keep him if he's so damn good?
Because on the depth chart, we had Damian Harris, we had Ramondre Stevenson, we had James
Maybe
White.
Buckle Your Belts could address the situation.
We'll see what he has to say on that. But I'm telling you, depth-wise for the Patriots, he was not going to get – he was going to get 10-ish carries. Damian Harris was going to be the main guy.
You know what?
And now – no, going to the Rams. I'm telling you, going to the Rams.
But can I give him a new name?
Yeah.
We had Chocolate Eclair, and now we have Panasonic Michelle.
Okay.
Not a Sony, but a Panasonic.
Anything for or Jonathan Taylor? Anything for Jonathan?
I like where you're going with Jonathan Taylor, because like the Jonathan Taylor types are the ones that you end up winning your league with because they're always consistent, right? You know he's going to get a certain amount of touches, and you're like, I'm guaranteed this dude is giving me at least 15 points a week, at least.
Right.
And that's what you need, because I believe Buckle Your Belts might be talking about feast or famine, as far as like one of the persons that I would be scared of is Julio Jones in Tennessee. It makes sense, right? He's there. They're obviously going to throw it to him, but I don't, these free agent moves, sometimes they never pan out the way you think they do. Did you have anything else before we open up the phone lines? Because the phone lines are going crazy.
I think I think we're ready to open up to the callers. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna do Buckle Your Belts, and then we're gonna talk some meatballs.
Yes, obviously.
There it is. Look at that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, guys.
Hey.
All right, there he is.
Frank from South Glastonbury.
Yeah, Frank.
I'm glad you made it through all the callers. We had to. Sorry, we had you on hold for so long.
Yeah.
Oh, it's no problem, guys.
Frank, how do you feel about last week? We heard from a couple people, multiple sources close to you. You got some threats about your take on Urban Meyer. Do you regret or want to clear the air on anything about that?
No, absolutely not. I don't even want to take up time talking about that fool anymore. He's, they can call me all they want. I can take it. I'm a big boy.
All
right.
Let's get the
what he has to say.
Buckle up.
All right. Let's get to business now. So the 15-year-old answered the trivia question last week. So the 51-year-old, from what I gather from the show, is a big New York Jets fan. So our little trivia question this week will focus on the New York Jets. So I want you and you only to answer this.
Okay.
It's a double question.
Okay.
The Jets have had a history of, I don't even know what to say, a history of being a mess. Right. But that being said, the all-time leader in scored touchdowns for the New York Jets is the first question. And the second question is the single season touchdown leader. So you need the all-time touchdown leader, not scoring leader, because then you always get those kickers in there with that.
Right.
But touchdown leader for career as a New York Jet, and then a single season New York Jet touchdown leader.
Okay.
Do you want me to go my rant so you can think about it first?
No. I just want to know, is there a Rocky challenge here if I don't get it right? Is there something?
No, I think, we're testing this part out. I mean, okay. I'm maybe trying to get a sponsor for it.
No,
so we can get some prizes.
The sponsor, just so everybody knows, my hands are here, okay? The sponsor is Google. I am not Googling this. I'm coming from my coconut. I believe the touchdown leader would be Freeman McNeil. And I'm torn between Brandon Marshall and Al Toon for a single season.
Unfortunately, he got both of them wrong.
You know, can I say something before you say the answer?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if this is a silly answer, but you know, you said all like for the one season
all-time
leader,
Jets scoring teacher. Yeah.
If it's all time, then maybe it's Don Maynard.
rank 4. That'd be I don't know. He's played in the league for a while.
No.
All right, say it.
All right, so let's just get to the answer. It's Don Maynard, which you answered late there, Kalinsky.
Well, because I was
Don Maynard had 88 career touchdowns for the New York Jets.
Yeah.
One season, and this guy had like 2 or 3 really great years for the Jets, and it was a great fantasy guy. 2008, Thomas Jones.
Oh, that's right.
13 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns
Ground
that
and
year.
pound.
15.
Tommy Jones. I forgot about him.
Okay, so now for my rant.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one positive thing that may have come from COVID, and I don't take that lightly.
Yeah, is that Cam's on the bench. That's the one positive thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back today. He was back today taking first team reps.
For those of us that work, a desk job and blah, 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 I mean, we've been teleworking for quite a while now, on and off. We had that guy. You didn't want to be that guy. Every Monday morning, you'd come into the office and the guy would tell you how good his fantasy team was. And, I scored 130 points and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, this guy, Cam Newton scored 38 for me, and this guy scored 36, and what a week it was. But he doesn't tell you that the 3 weeks prior to that, he scored 36, 41, and 42, and lost all 3 games. He doesn't tell you that. The same way those guys that like to bet tell you only when they win the bets. They don't tell you when they lost 1,500 in a weekend. Absolutely. That being said, though, that is the guy that I can't stand. And I think it brings me to my point on this whole thing is, which I think Phil and Bella to some extent have touched upon this. It shows you there's no rhyme or reason to this fantasy football. My rant is that any given week, anybody can have. We've had guys put up 60 points in a week who didn't score the rest of the season. Remember, who is it, that Patriot running back who they put on the cover of Sports Illustrated that week? He played at Notre Dame.
Jonas Gray.
Yes, Jonas Gray was on the cover. He overslept the next week for a practice, and Bill Belichick benched him. The guy never saw the light of day, and he never got picked up anywhere else. He probably scored 40 points for the Patriots that week. I think he rushed for like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns or something. But you never heard of him again. So you could score 60 in a week and never
Do you remember
score again the rest of the season. So I'm sick and tired of these guys who tell you how great they are at fantasy football. There's no rhyme or reason. You could draft if you draft who's the Carolina running back there that everybody loves? McCaffrey. You could draft McCaffrey, come back with Aaron Rodgers, and then pick up D Metcalf at receiver. Your first 3 picks and everything's looking great. Well, when 2 of those guys by week 3, one breaks an ankle and the other one rips a quad, your season's over in fantasy football.
Who was the?
It's luck every year. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Who was the?
I'm just so tired of
South Glastonbury. Who was the Patriots receiver that one game he caught one, he ran one, and he threw one?
David Patton.
Yeah, David Patton.
David Patton. He actually had a very solid career for the Patriots, and won a couple Super Bowls with them. Yeah, I think he was a Notre Dame guy? I don't remember. But
I remember that whoever had him that week wouldn't shut up about it.
Right.
Like, I got 190 points. Yeah. The guy threw for one, he caught one, and he ran for one. Of course you're going to get.
And he had well over 100 yards receiving that week, which was all those bonus points as well. But so I just don't be that guy to tell everybody if you are back in the office or wherever or online, you're talking smack. Nobody gives a damn what you did in fantasy football. Can we all just take this as fun? Where are we going with this? Just have some fun with it. Be in 2 or 3 leagues, enjoy it. It gives you a reason to watch the games, to root for certain guys. but don't be the guy that tells us how freaking you're Mr. Fantasy Football, because you're not.
Over this weekend, I had a fantasy football draft. I'm in 2 leagues as of now. I had a fantasy football draft, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna auto draft my team because in this league, there's no money on it. There's nothing on it. There's nothing on it. It's just kind of a stupid fun league that I'm doing with a couple of friends. I auto drafted my team. I'll read it to you in a second. It's a 2-quarterback league. Next week, I have a draft that I'm gonna try in my league. And throughout the season, what I want to do is I want to compare the squads. Obviously, it's hard to say. It's hard to compare because you don't know who you're playing against. And if you put up 70 in this league, you still could win when you put up 100 in the other league. But just to prove that, it doesn't matter who you pick. It's pure kind of luck and the way things fall. I have an auto draft and I have one that I chose from. So I'm going to read you my team real quick. This was a 10-person league. So I got, obviously there's a little more guys to choose from. And it's a 2-quarterback league. So basically here's who I have. Matthew Stafford, who I talked about last week, I'm really happy with. Ben Roethlisberger, I kind of had to choose it. Like he was just kind of like down the stretch. He was on the depth chart that auto drafted him. Saquon Barkley, David Montgomery, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, Mike Gesicki, DeAndre Swift, Buffalo Bills defense, Justin Tucker as my kicker, Edmonds, Brandon Cooks, DJ Chark, Rob Gronkowski, T.Y. Hilton, James Conner, and Darnell Mooney. I think that's a pretty good squad for pure auto drafting.
So you're also talking auto draft as also like analytics. It's basically looking at the data and just trying to match up the numbers to get you the best picks. So right. I bet when you picked for yourself, there were a lot of Patriots on your team.
I have not done that draft yet. That's why I didn't.
But it's gonna be.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Come on, man. Come on. I think
the only Patriots player that I'd go for is maybe like a Hunter Henry or Jonnu Smith. Receiving wise, I don't think any of them stand out insanely. I don't think any of them are going to break.
You're going to pick Sony Michel, a de facto Patriot.
I like that pick, and I think he could fall. But regardless of who I'm going to pick in that draft, I think that just shows it's a pretty good team.
Yeah. On paper, because that's how
on paper. Yeah, exactly on paper, and that's an auto drafted team. That's pure analytics. Now I'm going to pick with my heart a little bit with who I have a hunch on, and it could work out. It could not. So I want to see what the records are. I want to compare.
Yeah, be good analysis. Yes.
Yeah.
Cross analysis
to get some data on that.
So are the meatballs ready?
The meatballs are ready. So here we go. Same bowl, Patriots bowl today. I have a meatball that hits close to home. From the heart, made with love, from my Mimi. Can you see them?
Oh yeah, it looks delicious.
Yeah. So let's just dive into them. They're my Mimi's meatballs. Obviously, let's do it. Seasoned perfectly, obviously. Sauce is really good. The thing about some meatballs that they don't get it right is the texture. And I will tell you one thing, the texture of these meatballs for my whole life has been perfect. The outside isn't too like dry and gets that like crisp, that kind of thing. The outside and the inside, they just work so well together. I think she puts a lot of bread in them. I'm not sure the exact recipe, but I'm telling you, these meatballs, like some of the best I've ever eaten. Bias aside, meatballs 8-9. That's the story. 8-9. All
right. So what we're saying is, those meatballs are the standard that everybody else is competing against.
I'd say so. And a lot of you say, oh, that's a little low ball for me. No. That's a high score. No one's ever going to be a 10 because there's obviously going to be, no one a 10. It's just non-existent. An 8-9 is a really good score for those.
Is there a way at some point? I don't know if she'll allow it, but we can see how she makes those meatballs. If you go over to her house,
I could probably try. Now I can't promise anything. I know the viewers want it. I know it'd be something really good for the show, but I can't promise anything. I don't know if we're allowed to give that recipe away. It's
okay. Well, you can do. This is what you do. because this is the big reveal they don't tell you on diners, drive-ins, and dives. The guys who make whatever they're making in the kitchen, they always omit 3 or 4 ingredients because they don't want people stealing their stuff.
Yeah.
So we could get at the tail end of Mimi making it or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if she actually cared. Like I'm just saying, you know, I don't know.
I care. I want to protect Mimi.
Okay. Well, what if you know, you could come and help make them next week?
Maybe I'll do that. Sure, I will do that.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but about coming over. What are we thinking for the draft? You know, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
You know, about bets. You know, everybody comment down below what you think would be a good loser bet for the mini golf tournament this year. Hopefully, permitting everything happens and you come down. I think we gotta put out all the stops this year. Figure out something real good.
Yeah, I hear you.
Last time.
I mean, you know what? You know what might be a good bet, and I'm just coming off the top of my head here. If you lose, would you eat a Mimi meatball that was raw, not cooked?
Oh, that's actually not a bad one. It's kind of like the egg one. Raw meat. It's kind of like the raw egg one, like kind of similar to that.
Well, it's a mix of the Rocky and other challenges.
Right.
The Rocky and the dog food. All
I
right,
think
we'll have to see what our audience wants. I mean, they're clamoring in chat right now.
Right.
Bets. It's just they gotta relax. Oh God. Buckle your belts is calling back.
Oh gosh. Let's do it. What did he have to say?
Guys, I just I'm going to do this quickly because I know I'm not wanted any more than my one segment, but a possibility for the bet could be this. For one of the episodes after that, Gabriella would have to wear a Jets shirt and a Jets hat, and Galinsky would have to wear a Patriots shirt and a Patriots hat.
That's not bad.
If the loser wears the other team.
Wow.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
All right, I'll leave it at that. You guys discuss.
But it's been a great program. This is 5115. And, you know, we did some fantasy football. We did some tennis.
Oh, of course.
We did some meatballs. We got some challenges going.
And if everything pans out, we could possibly see an in-person episode in the next coming weeks. Can't get too into it. Don't wanna. We'll leave it a little cliffhanger there.
And we got to figure out Saved by the Bella.
Yes, exactly. So thank you for a great episode. It's been good. We'll see you next week.
All right.